A standoff at a Melbourne apartment complex brought to an end. What the suspect did that made officers shoot him. Plus, a surprise twist in the trial of an accused rapist. What Bruce Whitehead said to the judge just before closing arguments.
WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
And we begin with that breaking news. A standoff now over in Brevard County where police say a man fired at officers. This started around 8:30 this morning at an apartment complex near Babcock Street and Strawbridge Avenue. WESH 2's Bob Hazen is live in Melbourne this noon. Bob, police say the suspect has been shot.
Yeah, and police did just confirm that that suspect was killed in that shooting. And I want to show you where all this happened right here. You can see still a lot of police presence out here and investigators going through this apartment complex where this shooting happened. We're told that suspect also fired at officers at least 2 times. And I want to show you some video from earlier this morning from Chopper 2 when this was all happening here at the Pentagon apartment complex, which again is off Babcock Street and 192. Melbourne police say they were called to a 3rd-story unit here for what they say was a suspicious incident, but when they showed up close to 8:30 a.m., a man here immediately started shooting at them. The officers fell back and surrounded the complex. They told people to stay in their places and shelter in place. Then about 90 minutes ago, the chief says that the suspect came out again and fired more shots at the officers, and about that time police and sheriff deputies fired back, and the suspect was hit multiple times.
Obviously, we have some investigative work to do, try and figure out, what the motive was in this situation, what was driving this discourse, and be able to, provide some more answers as to what actually was going on.
And again, we are told that that suspect was hit multiple times after firing at the SWAT team that was out here, and we did just confirm that he was killed in that shooting. Police say no officers were hurt during this incident. Reporting live in Melbourne, Bob Hazen, WESH 2 News.
All right, Bob, thank you. Closing arguments are underway in the trial of suspected rapist Bruce Whitehead. But the morning started with an unexpected turn. Whitehead told the judge he is dissatisfied with his defense. He's accused of raping, mutilating, and trying to kill a woman in December of 2022. Whitehead says more should have been done to explain his state of mind because no rational person would try to eat another person. Whitehead is accused of trying to bite off a part of the victim's body. She described those terrifying moments in her testimony.
What was going through your head?
That I have to get back to my son. Like, no matter what already happened, no matter what, I have to get out of here. I cannot die tonight.
Whitehead also told the judge his life is in danger in jail, that people have told him he deserves to die. Whitehead got so upset, the judge asked him if he could tolerate hearing closing arguments. He said yes. The jury should begin deliberations this afternoon. All right, now let's check in with first warning meteorologist Cam Tran. Cam, just stepping outside, we are dealing with such brutal heat.
It is. We are talking about dangerous heat. In fact, right now we're at 99 with the heat index in Orlando, where it feels like 101 right now in Claremont and almost 100 degrees even along the coast there in Daytona Beach. So if you're spending any time outdoors, just make sure you stay hydrated and find shade whenever you can. Our first warning radar only tracking a few showers out this afternoon. You can see them popping up here out towards the west in Marion County. We have some light rain showers just west of Fellowship and another one there in Citra. But rain chances will definitely pick up in coverage late this afternoon into the evening drive, and it'll be favoring mostly the eastern half of the peninsula. That's where we're going to see those highest rain chances because we are going to see more of a westerly flow that will favor, again, the eastern half of the state. So as we take a look at the next 12 hours, if you have any plans outdoors today, wow, grab that rain gear. You can see those rain chances really ramp up, especially during the heart of the evening drive. Just like yesterday, we could see showers and thunderstorms right along the I-4 corridor that could make it a slick evening commute home. I'll track out hour by hour when we'll expect those stormy conditions coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Cam, thank you. In Ocala, 2 people got hurt after a pickup truck crashed into a school bus that then crashed into a home. Take a look at the damage at that house on 31st Avenue Road in Marion Oaks. State troopers say a pickup truck ran a stop sign and crashed into a school bus. That sent the bus into the house. Both the pickup driver and the bus driver were hurt, but they're expected to be okay. No students were on board. In Volusia County, schools are navigating the growth of artificial intelligence, including how students can use it. WESH 2's Tony Atkins explains how schools hope to balance academic rigor with the technology of the future. Volusia County schools are also moving forward with plans for random classroom searches. School board members voted to approve a change to its student code of conduct last night. This policy means any school and any class can be subject to a search on any given day. If a school is selected, staff with the district will show up with metal detectors to scan for weapons and other things that are prohibited at schools. Board members say the school, time, and days will be selected by a randomizer. No word on when this new policy will be put into place. The Supreme Court is siding with the Biden administration in a case challenging social media moderation. Now, White House and federal agencies such as the FBI may continue to urge social media platforms to take down content the government views as misinformation. That includes topics like COVID-19 and election security. To Commitment 2024 now. The first presidential debate is tomorrow. Senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez explains former President Trump could announce his running mate earlier than expected. NBC is airing the debate from CNN. Coverage starts tomorrow at 9 p.m. right here on WESH 2. The partial failure of a dam in Minnesota forced a local landmark to fall into a river. Unbelievable sight there. Next on WESH 2, the ongoing effort to protect people and property across the Midwest from extreme weather.
You're watching WESH 2.
A group of Florida business leaders announced a new plan to add 200,000 high-wage jobs to the Florida workforce by 2030. The Beyond Sunshine plan, released by the Florida Council of 100, breaks Florida into 7 different regional economies and emerging industries. The council expects this plan to add nearly $100 billion in Florida GDP growth. They also expect an additional 400,000 jobs in addition to the higher wage jobs. Well, we are looking ahead to the Freedom Month sales tax holiday. That means during the whole month of July, you can get outdoor gear and tickets to concerts, sporting events, and museums, all tax-free. This was part of a tax package the legislature passed in March. Freedom Month is expected to reduce state and local tax revenues by $91.8 million. Flooding and extreme heat are continuing to threaten the Midwest. NBC's Adrian Broadus explains there are concerns about more damage caused by the water dam failure. Certainly watching the situation there in the Midwest very, very closely. We are getting a lot of rain ourselves. It's rain that we need.
Yes.
Especially when we deal with such hot temperatures. I think people are looking for that relief. And our lawns.
Anything, yeah. I know some folks, their lawns are a little crunchy. Mine's yes, mine's starting to get there. But thankfully, we had a couple thunderstorms that sat over the house, and that was nice. So we will see the same setup today. So especially folks along the I-4 corridor, you might be getting in some welcome rain later on this afternoon. First off, I want to show you a beautiful shot of the lighthouse there in New Smyrna Beach. Just absolutely stunning. Right on the beach, though, look how hot it is. We're at 90 even New Smyrna, 89 right now in Sanford, 90 right now in Orlando. But with the dew points, which is a measure of the moisture in the air, currently in the mid to low 70s, it really makes it feel like the upper 90s to low 100s out. So we're definitely in the humid category, even flirting with the steamy category in terms of the muggy meter this afternoon. First warning radar showing a few showers already beginning to pop up towards our west. Here you see some light rain just south of Micanopy, and then we are also seeing some rain out towards Citra. We will continue to see the west breeze actually be the dominant breeze this afternoon, so that's why our showers and thunderstorms will mostly favor the eastern half of the peninsula. Here's a look at the setup around 2 to 3 o'clock. I do think this particular Futurecast model is a little overdoing the coverage, but I like the flow of where it's heading. And then as we go into around 4 or 5 o'clock, scattered showers and thunderstorms with a late afternoon sea breeze collision, and then any outflow boundary collisions from that will keep those showers and storms lingering around through pretty late tonight, just after sunset, and then things should clear on out as we go into the overnight hours. So keep the rain gear handy if you have any outdoor plans this afternoon. Rain coverage pretty high, around 70%, especially over the Orlando metro. And then tomorrow morning, expect a very warm and muggy start to your morning. Highs tomorrow back into the low 90s, but with that high humidity feeling like the low triple digits once again. With the setup tomorrow, it's going to be pretty similar, but today we could see an isolated rain shower in the morning out towards the west, you can see. And then as we go into the afternoon, another wave of showers, thunderstorms late in the afternoon to early evening. That's going to keep the high rain chances around through the end of the week. It's also going to feel very tropical over the next several days. This humidity is not going anywhere anytime soon. You can see those feel-like temperatures remain in the low triple digits all the way through the end of the week and even into the upcoming weekend. So if you're making some outdoor plans this weekend already, just heads up, it's going to be rather sticky. Here's a look ahead at your extended weather forecast. High rain chances through the end of the week with all this moisture, high humidity and moisture over us. Now into the early part of next week, though, some drier air starts to nudge its way in, so we do see a slight decrease in the higher rain chances next week. You see Sunday about a 50% rain coverage, Monday a 40% rain coverage, but that allows the heat to build, so highs will stay in the mid-90s. Coming up in the next half hour, I'll talk about the tropics and now the two disturbances that we're tracking in the Atlantic Basin coming up at 12:47.
All right, Cam, thank you. The American journalist accused of espionage against Russia was in court today. Next on WESH 2, why the Wall Street Journal and the U.S. State Department say these charges are completely fabricated. American journalist Evan Gershkovich appeared briefly before a Russian court today. The Wall Street Journal reporter is accused of spying, charges he, his employer, and the Biden administration say are completely false. NBC's Kelly Kobiea takes us inside the highly secretive trial. U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller says embassy personnel traveled more than 800 miles from Moscow. They will try to attend the trial in person. Also developing today, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is a free man. He's sentenced to time served after pleading guilty to one charge. This ends more than a decade of U.S. efforts to prosecute him for leaking classified information. Assange's 2019 indictment lists 18 felony charges. His new plea deal from the Justice Department names just one: conspiring to unlawfully obtain and disseminate classified U.S. defense information. He admits he did that via WikiLeaks, but argues the Espionage Act that outlaws such leaks stifles free speech.
That's how people can really understand what is actually going on and whether they choose to support it.
Some critics are denouncing Assange's release. He spent 62 months in a London prison, and now he's able to live in his home of Australia. Allegations of dirty politics for the Lake County property appraiser's race. Why one of the candidates in the running has now filed a lawsuit against another. Plus, cutting the Olympics' carbon footprint, the steps Paris has taken to make this Olympics more eco-friendly.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Discover the Palm Beaches.
Get connected to Central Florida like never before with Very Local, powered by WESH 2. Stay informed with the local news team you trust. Explore original series and specials.
You are one of the most inspiring people I've ever met.
Experience new sights and new adventures with the ultimate Central Florida insiders.
I can't wait to go check it out. Come with me.
24/7 TV made just for you.
How awesome is this?
Download the free Very Local app now and stream like a local.
Local, live, late breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
Welcome back. I'm Sana Kadange. We are checking back in on our forecast with First Warning meteorologist Cam Tran. Cam, it's hot outside, but it's not even about the temperatures we're seeing on the map. It's these triple-digit feels-like temperatures that's really getting to us.
It's not the heat, it's the humidity. I mean, yes, it's hot as well, but it's those tropical moisture that's right over us that's just making things feel just awful. Right now, it's 90 in Orlando. We're currently at 91 in DeLand, but with, again, that high tropical humidity that's over us, it brings those feel-like temperatures up into the low triple digits. So if you step outside this afternoon, maybe for your lunch break, it feels like 104 right now in Claremont, 100 in Winter Haven, and look at the St. Cloud just baking at 103. Feel-like temperatures will remain in the low triple digits through late this afternoon. Not until getting closer to sunset will we see those feel-like temperatures drop down into the 90s. On top of that, we'll be tracking rain showers and storms right around that time frame as well. Our First Warning radar tracking just a few showers right now up to our north and west, mostly into Marion County. You see a light sprinkle there in Reddick as well as in Fellowship and Anthony. As we go through the rest of the day today, I'm expecting that rain coverage to increase this afternoon. Scattered showers and storms lasting through about sunset, and then overnight tonight we will see those skies clear. It's just going to be a very sticky night ahead. Coming up about 15 minutes, I'll talk more about the tropics and now the second disturbance that we're now tracking in the Atlantic Basin coming up at 12:47.
New at noon, another blow today to the survivors of the Pulse nightclub shooting. It appears the Orlando Health Survivors Walk won't be created. It would have traced the 3-block journey to the Orlando Regional Medical Center made by many the night of that attack in 2016. The city of Orlando tells us it has no plans to add that project to its work to build a permanent Pulse memorial. A city spokesperson told us, "We are aware of previous discussions of a survivors walk led by the One Pulse Foundation. The city's involvement is through an existing roadway project along Orange Avenue that involves expanded sidewalks and landscaping improvements. Beyond that, we are not aware of any commitment that One Pulse made." The One Pulse Foundation gave the city $50,000 as part of this project, but now that the foundation is permanently closed, the Survivors Walk project has no leader. And Orlando Health, which at one point was involved in the project, tells WESH 2 it no longer is. Olympic swimming legend Michael Phelps was on Capitol Hill yesterday, urging Congress to ramp up pressure on the World Anti-Doping Agency. The most decorated Olympian of all time is calling on the agency to enforce its regulations equally across all nations. His testimony comes as an investigation over alleged doping by Chinese swimmers plays out ahead of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Sitting here once again, it is clear to me that any attempts of reform at WADA have fallen short. And there are still deeply rooted systemic problems that prove to be detrimental to the integrity of international sports and athletes' rights to fair competition, time and time again.
Former Olympic swimmer Allison Schmidt also appeared before Congress, saying doping not only distorts the playing field, but also jeopardizes the health and well-being of athletes. The Supreme Court is releasing new decisions as their session prepares to wrap in the next 3 days. The court is deciding whether former President Trump is immune from criminal prosecution in his federal election interference trial. On abortion, the Supreme Court is weighing whether hospitals receiving federal funds have to perform the procedure in medical emergencies, even in states with sweeping bans. The justices are also weighing content regulation on social media and whether to overturn a ruling that says when laws aren't crystal clear, judges defer to federal agencies. Well, this 4th of July travel week is expected to once again break records. We are already seeing long lines here in Florida. How airlines are preparing to deal with ever-growing crowds.
Closed captioning is sponsored by the Flooring Center.
Well, we know the July 4th travel period is still more than a week away, but millions of Americans are already heading out on vacation. Over the weekend, the TSA set a new record for passengers screened on a single day. We're talking nearly 3 million people. NBC's Kathy Park is at Chicago's O'Hare Airport with how airlines are dealing with these numbers. Here in Central Florida, Orlando International Airport says they're seeing an average of 80,000 passengers being screened here every day. This is an 8% increase from last year. Well, the Olympic Village has to host and feed thousands of athletes. We'll show you how they're catering to the diverse palates of champions. Plus, the venues fans will watch the Olympic Games have been around for generations. How officials in Paris are embracing the past to power the future.
First warning weather on WESH 2 is sponsored by Handyman Roofing.
What does a morning with WESH 2 News Sunrise look like? It's waking up with the news you need to stay informed.
What's new from overnight?
And the information you can trust.
It's an accurate start to your day from Kellyanne Class.
I'll tell you exactly what to expect outside.
It's a sense of direction from Megan Mackey.
I'll put you on the best route for your morning commute.
From breaking news
to what's happening around town.
This is what your next morning looks like with WESH 2 News Sunrise. Local, live, late breaking.
We are officially 30 days away from the Olympics, and for many events, fans will watch the competition from venues which have been around for years or even a century. National climate reporter Chase Kane traveled to Paris to see how they're embracing the past as a way to support our future. Going for Olympic gold means burning a lot of calories, and we're getting a look at what the athletes are going to be eating during their stay in Paris. The former power plant inside the Olympic Village is now an eco-conscious restaurant. The organizers have curated a huge menu featuring more than 500 dishes. They had to take all possible dietary needs into consideration. The food hall will be open 24 hours, serving 45,000 meals a day.
We have to feed 15,000 athletes for 200 nationalities. So, and we have to feed a judoka, or we have to feed also a gymnast, which is not the same, they don't eat the same food.
Wow, that is such a good point. So many different athletes requiring different nutrition. A third of what this cafeteria is offering is vegetable-based. There's no deep fryer allowed inside the kitchen, and not just because fried food isn't healthy, but it is because of the safety hazards. And keeping with the environmentally friendly trend, they're doing away with plastic bottles and dishware. All right, 12:48 as we continue talking about the Summer Olympics. Boy, does it feel like summer. It's felt like summer here for quite some time.
It felt like summer here in Central Florida before we even officially hit summer.
Like March.
Yes, it's just been stupid hot. Like, yes. I just don't know how else to say it. It's dangerous, and we are going to see this heat unfortunately stick with us. So I love this live shot so much. I wanted to show it again. It's the Ponce Inlet Lighthouse there. A stunning shot this afternoon. It's sunny and dry there, but it's pretty hot there still, and we could be tracking a couple showers and thunderstorms even for folks along the coast later this afternoon. Right now, all is quiet though as we take a look at our first warning radar. Just a few showers beginning to pop up as the westerly breeze is really the more dominant one today, and you see that's already ushering a few showers up to the north here in Citra, Anthony, as well as just west of Ocala. Because the west breeze will be the stronger one, you can see showers and thunderstorms later on this afternoon will mostly favor areas along I-4 on eastward. So yes, even folks along the coast could get in a couple showers and thunderstorms later on today with the sea breezes colliding. High rain chance this afternoon, about a 70% coverage. It's going to continue through about late this afternoon into the evening, and then overnight tonight we will see the showers and storms clear out, and it's going to be a very warm and muggy start to your Thursday morning. We'll start off around the mid-70s, around 75 in DeLand, 75 in and up in the Villages, and 75 in St. Cloud. Highs tomorrow back in the low 90s, so it's going to be scorching hot once again. We are going to top out around 94 in Orlando once again tomorrow, 92 in Titusville, 93 in New Smyrna Beach. But with the high humidity, it's really going to feel more like the low triple digits out. So this really dangerous heat is going to stick around all the way through the end of the week into the upcoming weekend. Summertime pattern in full effect. That will be the case tomorrow. I expect those daily afternoon showers and thunderstorms once again for your Thursday afternoon. High rain coverage really through the end of the week here, so expect to keep that rain gear handy. And the upcoming weekend, rain chances higher on Saturday, but I do drop it slightly for Sunday, though, to about a 50% rain coverage. Unfortunately, though, both weekend days will be hot and very steamy. Let's head out to the tropics, where we've got not just one area of disturbed weather that we're tracking, but a second one here in the far eastern Atlantic. Let's first talk about Invest 94L first. That is in the eastern Caribbean. It's a tropical wave that's going to be continuing to push off to the west. It has a slight window of opportunity of development. In fact, a 20% chance over the next 7 days. But you see, with its westerly movement, it'll be impacting folks there calling the Yucatan Peninsula. So no impacts here at home to Central Florida. Now, the second disturbance just popped up today. It's a tropical wave west of the Cabo Verde Islands. Has a 30% chance of development over the next 7 days. Moving fairly quickly to the west at 15 to 20 miles per hour. So we're going to keep a track on this one. And in fact, there's another tropical wave. Looks like it's about to make its way off the coast of Africa. So pretty active there in the eastern Atlantic this afternoon. Here's a look ahead at your extended weather forecast. We are going to see high rain chances through the end of the week, so keep the rain gear handy. And I emphasize slightly drier air works in early next week, lowering the rain chance to about 50 to 40% chance Sunday and Monday. And then high temperatures staying very hot, Sonica, in the low 90s.
Something like that warm rain to make you feel like it's summertime in Florida. All right, when you think of what a 7-year-old girl wants for her birthday, you might not picture a ride on a motorcycle. But one girl in Kentucky, that was her wish, and it came true. How her bond with her stepdad fueled her love of motorcycles.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Bogan Munz & Munz Injury and Trial Attorneys.
A lazy shortcut or a path to a better life?
They weighed me and I saw those numbers. I broke down.
How people are getting real about their health and removing the shame from weight loss surgery.
I'm living. I was existing before.
Thursday at 11.
This is Kellyanne. She's your morning meteorologist and Central Florida's certified most accurate.
No matter the forecast, I've got your day covered.
Start your day with meteorologist Kellyanne Class and WESH 2 First Warning Weather.
A 7-year-old girl in Kentucky didn't want a unicorn or princess-themed birthday party. She told her parents she wanted to celebrate with all things motorcycle. Noelle Frill shows us how a Harley-Davidson dealership stepped up to make that wish come true. Paisley's family says she had a great birthday. The dealership says they were thrilled to host the party and that Paisley made their day brighter. I love that. All right, speaking of celebrations, it's time to raise your glass because wineries in California predict this harvest season will be the best one they've seen in a while. The past few years have been bogged down by a pandemic, wildfires, and severe weather. The grapes really suffered from these issues and extreme conditions, but the plant's buds broke late this year, so that means they're going to be ripening at cooler temperatures. That is a promising sign for good quality wine. So we'll have to keep a lookout once those grapes are harvested and made into wine. Those are the bottles that we should be trying to get at Publix. All right, thanks for spending your Wednesday with us. Jesse Pecan and Summer Knowles will be back for WESH 2 News at 4 o'clock.